Hello everyone, this is the Triggerman Allan Caidic and welcome to my official YouTube channel. Ginawa ko itong YouTube channel para ma-share ko sa inyo ang aking mga memorable games, shooting tips, latest updates at marami pang iba. I'm sure mag-e-enjoy kayong lahat. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. The first video that I'm going to share with you is the 1985 ABC Championship game between the Philippines and China. Memorable po sa akin itong game na to kasi after 12 years, naibalik natin sa Pilipinas ang pagiging number 1 sa Asia sa larangan ng basketball. Enjoy watching, guys!
The road to the top of Asian basketball was a long uphill struggle for the Philippines, a quest that took 12 long years before achieving this goal. The last time the Philippines won the ABC crown was in 1973, 2 years before the birth of the Philippine Basketball Association in 1975, a move that saw the majority of the country's top players turn professionals. 4 years later, President Marcos appointed Ambassador Eduardo Cojuangco Jr. Project Director for Basketball to infuse life to the sad state of amateur basketball and revive sagging fortunes of Philippine campaigns in international competitions. The entry of Cojuangco and the hiring of Coach Ron Jacobs was the beginning of a 5-year program to regain the Asian crown. The first major break came in 1982 when the Philippines broke the invincible Chinese team to win the Asian Youth Basketball Championships held in Manila. But the goal was far from being achieved. While Coach Ron Jacobs and the Philippine Quintet dominated the Southeast Asian Games over the past 4 years, the real test was yet to come. Late 1984 was the beginning of a glorious campaign by the Philippine team composed of Spitfire Hector Calma, Samboy Lim, Dennis Still, Jeff Moore, and Chip Engelan in the Asian Interclub Basketball Championships, where the Philippines once again broke the myth of China's mighty team to win the crown. March of 1985, Allan Caidic joined the team, and again the Philippines claimed the gold medal in the Brunei Merdeka Games. But the bigger event still lay ahead. The World Interclub Basketball Championships in Barcelona, where the exposure gave the Philippines the big lift in its training for the ABC. Mid-year, the first of 3 major crowns was won. The Philippines beat the United States in the Jones Cup in Taipei to send shockwaves to China. Then in late November, the Philippine team recorded history, beating Manila Beer to become the first amateur team to win a professional crown. And the final stop to the ABC was the easy victory of the Philippines in the Southeast Asian Games to win the gold medal. But as the year of 1985 came to a close, the ultimate mission was yet to be done. Ron Jacobs and the Philippine team left for Kuala Lumpur for that quest. In the eliminations in Ipoh, the Philippines swept all its games, defeating the teams of Jordan, Pakistan, and Japan. But the date with history had yet to be decided in the final round. The close win over South Korea 76-72 was to be the key leading to China. It was a turning point that also led to an easy game over a host Malaysia. Then at last Sunday evening, January 5, this will long be remembered by many for years to come, the clash of the giants, the Philippines versus China. In the early going, it looked like China had the initiative to go all the way for a 6th straight crown, but the determination of the Philippine team prevailed. The crowd at Stadium Negara, realizing that an imminent Philippine victory will come, finally gave their cheers for Dennis Still's slam dunks, Allan Caidic's great shooting, Samboy Lim's heroic game, Hector Calma's wily plays, and to the whole team that weathered every storm to see this day of victory. It was a night worth remembering, and for the whole Filipino nation, the thrill of victory shows our determination as a people to survive the test of time and trials in pursuit of glory and honor. To Ambassador Eduardo Cojuangco, Ron Jacobs, and the Philippine team, a salute from the whole nation for a job very well done. Freddie Abanda for News Center 4.
Truth will commence in 20 seconds. That's a countdown before the start of this all-important meeting between the People's Republic of China and the Philippine national squad. People are sitting on the edges of their seat out here at the Stadium Negara. The less than 100-strong Filipino cheering section behind us is trying its best to counter the influence of 15,000 screaming throats, and you will hear them very soon when the Chinese start to score. And the Philippines, of course, will be banking on the scoring prowess of the forwards like Yves Dignadice, particularly Allan Caidic, Samboy Lim, who's had a particularly outstanding tournament for the Philippines, and the outside sniping of Franz Pumaren. And Hector Calma is also expected to explode this evening.
I think I just want to start with his regular five. That's Moore, Still, Calma, Samboy Lim, and Dignadice. You're getting a good close-up of the two referees. That's the gentleman from Turkey, my friend from Istanbul.
Tonichi Yturri.
Very nice man. You can hear the background the roar of the small group of Filipino fans behind us as we get ready to get the job done.
Okay, the starting five for the RP Quintet. We have Dennis Still at the pivot. Jeff Moore will be starting out on the forward line together with, he'll probably be at guard position, but switching over to the forward line. Samboy Lim and Yves Dignadice will be there. And Hector Calma will be the point guard. For China, we have Min Lulei together with Liu Jianli, number 13. Number 6 is in there, Song Tao. And jumping at the pivot will be Li Yaguang. The fifth man is number 5. Yes, that's Lu Jingqing. Here we go with Dennis Still going up against China's Li Yaguang. Both at 6'8". The tap won by Dennis Still as he tapped it over to Jeff Moore. Philippines have first possession, first chance to score. Jeff Moore at right quarter. There's a cut by Samboy. He goes up, misses the hoop, and the ball is knocked over to Min Lulei of China, weaving in, crowded by Samboy. In possession is Liu Jianli, cross-court pass under the basket. We've got a hit by Liu Jianli, taking off Dennis Still for the first hit of the evening. 2-0 for China. Hector Calma, watched closely by Min Lulei. Chinese on a man zone. Hector Calma is left open, 15-foot, rims out. Jeff is able to save it at the baseline. Quick inbound by the Chinese. Liu Jianli going for the hoop and missing. A rebound over to Jeff Moore. Big rebound by Jeff Moore. Jeff Moore out jumping two Chinese rebounders. Jeff Moore may go all the way in. He loops it, misses the hoop, and we've got a foul on the play going against Liu Jianli of China.
Jeff did something that I expect him to do very often tonight in his goal. When he sees a slight opening, take the ball to the hoop.
The Chinese defense was not set up. Jeff saw this, but he looped the ball and he didn't get a good trajectory. First team foul. Hector Calma now. Samboy Lim making his move. He's going on. Lays it in for two. Getting away from his man, Lu Jingqing. First deadlock at 2-all. Samboy Lim producing the first 2 points of the Philippines. Liu Jianli, right quarter court. Song Tao with a jumper. Towering run for the hit. China takes the lead again at 4-2. A minute and a half gone by in the first half. Hector Calma brings the ball across center. Samboy Lim, Yves Dignadice at the low post. Moving out, Hector Calma weaving in. Unable to shake off his man. Yves is left open. He decides to go for the hoop. Misses. Got a foul. There was contact by number 9, Li Yaguang.
He was housing Dennis inside as Dennis was positioning himself for the offensive rebound after the shot by Yves Dignadice. First contact foul by China.
First contact by Li Yaguang. Inbound by Yves all the way to Hector Calma. Almost 2 minutes gone by. The Philippines looking for the equalizer. Samboy Lim got a foul again. There's contact going against Min Lulei out of China.
Great move by Samboy Lim. He cut right through the middle, faded away. Got a foul from Min Lulei. And the Chinese pick up their 13th foul.
Min Lulei with his first contact. It'll be a couple of charities for Samboy Lim, the Skywalker of the RP national squad.
18 and 8 remaining in the first half. Samboy misses the first free throw.
Almost 2 minutes gone by in this ball game. Samboy passes his second and hits the cords for a split at 4-3. China by a point and in possession, full court press by the Philippines. By Moore. Lu Jingqing in the front court. Li Yaguang all the way to Liu Jianli. He misses, and it's Li Yaguang putting it up but missing, and the loose ball is picked up by Nobody. And a foul is going to be called. Going against number 5, going to be Liu Jingqing of China. 14th foul against China. No fouls committed by the Philippines.
The Chinese trying to power us off the offensive boards, but then he's still being backed up by Jeff Moore, holding the line in a sense.
Chinese are concentrating in the pivot. A baby of an attempt by Samboy Lim. He hit nothing but air that time. Cross court by Min Lulei. Wide open hit by Song Cao. Good assist by Min. Now it's a 3-point advantage, 6-3 for China. 17 and a half to go. Jeff Moore gets the pass from Hector Calma. He's crowded. And the crowd is starting to get excited. Jeff Moore out again to Calma. Calma to Samboy. Samboy moves around. He is crowded. Hector Calma is open. He fakes back to Samboy. And Samboy is fired. Number 6. Song Cao guilty of the contact. That'll be the 15th foul by China. 2 more. They land in penalty trouble. And only less than 3 minutes gone by. We have 17 minutes and 8 seconds left.
So we're moving the ball around well, getting the Chinese to commit.
The inbound goes to Calma. Calma surveys the field. Twin low post by Yves and Dennis Still. They go to Dennis now. Dennis powers his way in and turns around for the layup. 6-5 is the count. First basket by Still.
16 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the first half.
Min Lulei giving out directions to his Chinese teammates. Watched closely by Samboy Lim. A bounce pass goes to Liu Jingqing. Cross court to Liu Jianli. Out to Min. Zhang Liulei. There is contact spotted against Yves Dignadice that time.
I thought I saw a pretty good interception by Yves, but he might have got into contact as he went for that steal.
That'll be the first team foul against the Philippines. Liu Jianli inside. Song Cao with a quick pass, almost lost it. Liu Jianli for a 3-point try, short. Ball bounces to Jeff Moore's waiting hands. He moves into the front court, waits for his teammates. Doesn't go for the hoop. Calma over to Still. Still moves in, lays it in, misses the hoop. And it is Liu Yaguang all the way now to Liu Jingqing. The jumper and the miss. And we've got a loose ball, tackled, rolling over to Min Lulei. He jumps it past to Liu Jianli. Liu Jianli converts from the left quarter court.
That was a defensive lapse by Yves Dignadice. He didn't pick up his man.
8-5 is the count. China by 3. 15 minutes, 50 seconds to go. And there is a bit of jockeying for position with a foul going against Liu Jingqing. That's foul number 2 against Liu Jingqing. And the 16th foul committed by China.
15 and 48 remaining in the first half.
A lot of time. China will find itself in penalty trouble very early.
They're trying to play tight defense against us, and we move the ball around, and we move too well to be able to stop us, really.
And pretty soon they'll be paying the penalty for this very tight defense. Hector Calma now, watched by Min Lulei, out to Samboy Lim. Lim to Jeff Moore, inside to Still under the basket. And the foul committed by Liu Yaguang. Dennis Still fouls from behind on a reverse hit. So he will get a bonus charity, and a possible tie-maker is in Dennis Still's hands. That's foul number 2 by Liu Yaguang, by the way, and that places China in the penalty situation. With 15 and a half minutes left in this first half. Oh, very early penalty trouble by China.
This is what I said Ron Jacobs is going to do. Go to Still.
That was a trap, and that should have been disallowed, but the referees didn't spot it. 8-7, China by a point. We have China in possession. The move by Song Cao. And the ball is knocked away from his hands, recovered by Dennis Still. That was Hector Calma, who tapped the ball out. That's 19 minutes, 10 seconds.
Dignadice played tight defense.
Samboy Lim from the outside. Oh, it rims out. Loose ball, recovered by Min Lulei. Into the front court by Min. Fast dribble. The pass goes to Song Cao. He lays it in for 2.
Good pass break by the Chinese. That time they ran it pretty well.
10-7. A 3-pointer for China. 14 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Hot and humid here. Jeff Moore turns around, goes up, fires, makes it. 10-9. Once again, a 1-point advantage for China. But they have ball possession. Chinese playing it really cool, slowing it down, operating out of set plays. They had one good fast break. Min Lulei now, watched by Samboy Lim. They're drawing out our defensemen. Yves Dignadice tried to double up. The attempt is out, and there is a Yes, Liu Jianli pushed off Jeff Moore, and that was seen by both officials.
So penalty situation. More troops to the other end of the court. It's a one-on-one situation.
Li Guang is given a rest, and Wang Libin, one of the top players of China, comes in. He is the fellow that we've got to watch out for. Wang Fei is the other one. Jeff Moore will be getting a one-on-one situation as a result of the 8th team foul of China. And Jeff has been pretty reliable from the foul line. We are trailing by a point. But if Jeff converts to first, we may even shoot ahead on his second try. And the crowd is starting to get restless. And you can tell that they don't want Jeff to make this charity. Jeff takes careful aim and converts cleanly. He gets another try as a result of that conversion. And the Philippines will very likely take the lead for the first time just about now.
23 seconds to go on the first half. Philippines up 11-10.
Full court press by the national squad. Oh, and hesitation there by Liu Jingping, always guilty of a traveling violation. Liu Jianli inside under the basket to Wang Libin. Wang Libin watched closely by Jeff, rather by Dennis Still, but he is guilty of a 3-second violation. He overstayed in the shaded area. 11-10 for the Philippines, and we have ball possession. Hector Calma looking for his best game tonight. He hasn't been playing up to par so far, although he played fairly well against South Korea. But nothing like his performance in the PBA, that's for sure. Samboy Lim, all the way back to Hector to Jeff Moore. They're trying to work the ball in closer. But the Chinese defense is clogging up the lane. Hector Calma. Crowder goes up for the attempt and misses. Calma gets it back, follows up, misses. And the ball is kept alive. Tapped over to Liu Jianli by Min Lei. It's a fast break by China. Driving in is Wang Libin, but he misses. And a recovery by Jeff Moore.
Great defensive play by Jeff Moore and very aggressive offensive rebounding by Hector Calma.
Calma to Samboy Lim. He is open. He banks it in. And the Philippines takes a 3-point advantage, 13-10. 13 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half.
Great long shot by Samboy Lim. He floated inside, faded away, banked the shot for 2.
Min Lei setting the play up for China. Over to Liu Jingping outside of Wang Libin. He plays the second low post for China. They're low posting both ways. Min Lei with a running shot makes it 13-12.
He got away from Samboy.
He found the opening.
I don't think Samboy expected Min Lei to go inside. He took it inside and hit a good jump shot.
Jeff Moore inside, under the basket by Benjie Gutierrez. What an assist pass. Yves was just lurking there, silently waiting for that pass, and Jeff spotted him just in time. It's 15-12. 12.5 to go.
Great pass by Jeff. Good intelligent play by Yves Dignadice.
Liu Jianli over to Song Tao. Under the basket, reverse layup. Yes, by Liu Jianli, and we've got a foul. Play by Jeff Moore.
That was a good bit of play by the Chinese. Number 13, Liu Jianli, who's been their most effective player so far. Drove down the baseline, got the jump on Jeff.
Good substitution. Allan Caidic comes in, and let's hope his shooting hand is hot. And Hector Calma also gets a breather as Franz Pumaren reports for duty. Franz has been very consistent from the 3-point area. Let's hope he has that hot hand too.
Liu Jianli is up the line, possible 3-point play, chance to tie the count with 12 and 25 remaining in the first half. He fires and makes it his tie at 15-all.
That'll be the second deadlock. We were tied at 2-all. Allan Caidic over to Franz Pumaren. It's for sure the Chinese have started all our players. Find out if Allan can score. He takes his first try and connects. Allan Caidic with a 3-point hit. Looks good. 18-15, 12 minutes left.
Nice way to start. Allan has been a little sluggish the past couple of games. We're going to need him tonight.
That should build up his confidence. We have a new face likewise for China. Huang Yunlong, number 10. He sees the opening and converts. And it is now 18-17. Pumaren, top of the keyhole, setting the play up. Allan Caidic. Samboy is the other forward. Inside to Moore, he twists around, converts on the fly. 20-17.
Now we're going to pose a threat to the Chinese. We got Allan and Franz on the outside. They move out to mark him. Jeff cuts to the top of the key, gets the pass, takes a tight shot.
This will be a five-man strip as far as scoring is
Number 6,
concerned.
we've got a foul, an offensive foul by Song Cao as he tried to elbow away Dennis Still, and a turnover ensues. Allan Reyes spotted that. That's the second foul going against Song Cao.
Is that his second? Yes, it is. It's an offensive foul, and that's the reason why we don't get any charity. Ball possession, however, is ours. 2017, just a three-point advantage more. Going up against Song Cao. He turns around, fires, and misses. Bob, a tip in. Not quite making it. Dennis still has it. He follows up, and there is a charging foul going against Dennis. Yes. He sort of forced his way there. He leaned back into his man for the contact.
That was a correct call.
That is a third team foul.
Dennis was so eager to get it in, instead of pushing it out, he tried to work his way inside. And unfortunately for him, he was hit with an offensive foul.
10 and 55 left in the first half. It's been very tight so far. Liu John Lee fouls his way in, and thanks to them, Allan Caidic flew off like a pesky insect. 2019, Philippines by a point. Allan Caidic has it. Caidic gets a Dennis Still screen, goes for the hook, Dennis Still again. And it's 22-19, the Philippines by 3.
5 remaining in the half.
Min Lu Lei with a looper over Wang Li Ding. He fakes, but he is covered by Dennis Still.
We drop down in defense very quickly.
Wang over to Liu. Liu is open.
Foul from behind.
We've got a foul, a loose ball foul by Wang Yun Lung. It'll be a one-on-one situation. Jeff Moore will troop to the line again.
Jeff Moore had the jump on him, was boxing him out. Juan Yun Long came from behind, committed the foul. China sues for time. Philippines are 22-19, 10 and 23 remaining in the first half. We turn you back to our studio. Have made this coverage possible. Principal sponsors, the San Miguel Corporation, headed by its chairman, Ambassador Eduardo Dumping Polanco. We'd also like to acknowledge the support and help of two other fine people, Mr. Chit Pineda and Mr. Oscar Villadolit. They're all making this satellite coverage of the finals possible and have made satellite coverages of the entire final round possible. Some of our major sponsors, the Philippine Refining Company, Philippo Incorporated, Coca-Cola Bottlers Philippines Incorporated, and Coca-Cola Export, Adidas, the official outfitter of the Philippine team, Magnolia Quench Plus, the official sports drink of the Philippine team, and the Philippine Airlines.
The ball game resumes with the Philippines enjoying a three-point advantage and possibly more as Jeff Moore troops to the line for a one-on-one situation. Moore was fouled earlier. Chinese in penalty trouble. The Philippines with only 3 team fouls. 10 minutes and 23 seconds left. Moore rims out. Sorry, miss.
Wang Li Bin for the rebound. Intercepted.
Yes, Allan Caidic.
And a foul on number 6. Pushing on Jeffrey Moore.
Allan Caidic, the 3 on number 6. Allan Caidic deflected that pass. Jeff Moore was quick to respond. And a foul by Song Cao, his third. Number 11 man comes in for China, Sun Feng Wu for Min Lu Lei. He is the other point guard for China. China has a deep bench. And they are going to parlay this.
This player, Sun Feng Wu, when he played in the United States, the Jim White scouted him. He said he runs the team. He receives the outlet pass and moves the ball up court. And he'll shoot a jump shot at the top of the key. Let's see whether he's going to try to do that against this Philippine team that's playing good, tough defense.
In the meantime, Jeff Moore goes back to the line. He missed his last turn. And we have another substitution. Number 15 for China, Zhang Bin. He is the big, strong pivot man of China. He replaces Liu Jianli, who moves out with 9 points to his credit. Moore now has 6 points for the Philippine effort. And he will try and add to this and add to our lead of 3 points at the moment. 22-19 for the RP National Quintet. You can hear the crowd yelling out, and Moore misses his second in a row. Chinese in the offensive, full court press by the Philippines. Song Cao over to Sun Feng Rei. Sun to Wang Li Bin. Wang Li Bin marked by Jeff Moore. Franz Pumaren covering Wang Yun Long. Sun over to Song Cao, deflected, but off court pass to Zhang. Inside pass deflected and recovered by Zhang. Another deflection by Jeff Moore. Wang Li Bin lets it go out. It'll be a front court throw into China.
Good side defense. Just 2 seconds to go on the shot clock.
So the Chinese will have to take a hurried shot here on the inbound. And it is Zhang. Yes. Wang Yun Long from way out, beating the clock. It's 22-21. Franz Pumaren Setting the play up for the Philippines, Jeff Moore. Caidic back to Moore. Out again to Franz. Allan Caidic goes for the hoop. He was distracted. He goes in anyway. He hasn't missed yet. It is a two-pointer, 25-22. Philippines by 3. 3 for 3 for Allan Caidic so far. Huang in the corner, out to Sun. Sun sets the play up for the Chinese. Watched by Samboy to Wang Libin. Inside pass. There was a shove there by Zhang Bin on Dennis Still. It wasn't spotted. Still was out of position as a result. 25-24. 9 minutes left, first half.
Whenever the Chinese can get away with that kind of aggression, they're going to do it.
A drop pass, foul, and Dennis Still is fouled by Song Kao.
That's his fourth. That's going to be his fourth foul.
Let's find out. Dennis Still was hoping for a goaltending violation. Foul number 4 by Song Kao. He may have to be replaced. But Coach Lu Changzin is playing it cool. He motions to his assistant to find a replacement. And in the meantime, it'll be a wave by Dennis Still every time he gets fouled, even though it's a couple of charities from the line. Ron Jacobs orders a wave. Inside pass, Lau. A foul by Wang Libin that time.
And Jeff Moore will go to the line.
This time Jeff will take the charity. Although he missed the last two.
He missed the last two. And we're hoping the Jacksons make it this time. 25-24. The Philippines by 1. 8:51 remaining in the first half. This is the battle against China for the ABC Championship.
So once again, you find the crowd harassing Jeff Moore as he takes his first and misses again. And we've got a loose ball recovered by Moore all the way to Franz Pumaren. He draws a bead, misses. Jeff Moore recovers very quick on his feet. Over to Allan Caidic. They're striking out on Allan now. Samboy Lim with a jumper. Yes! A clean hit by Samboy. He posted himself for a 12-foot jumper. It's 27-24. 8.5 to go in the first half. It's been very close.
They didn't hurry the shot that time, Dick. They just moved it around, waited for the open man.
Yes, and Samboy posted himself very well. Under the basket by Sun. He cannot shoot. Now it's Wang Libin. One goal. And the follow-up by Zhang is good. Zhang Bin, number 15 of China, with a short stab, making it 27-26. 8 minutes, 5 seconds left.
They're about to send the giant Hu in, number 14.
Who stands 7-1, but he cannot jump at all. Long pass under the basket. Dennis still misses. Loose ball recovered by Franz Pumaren. The fake by Allan Caidic. He fires and it bounces away. Song Kao pulls it down. He's still in there with 4 fouls against him, but he'll be replaced by Hu Zhangbo, the 7-1. And we've got a hit from the right flank by Huang Yunlong. China takes the lead at 28-27.
7:39 remaining in the first half.
Pumaren brings the ball slowly down court. Samboy back to Pumaren. Dennis Still has been marked very tightly in the keyhole. It's obvious the Chinese defense is concentrating on Dennis Still. Samboy Lim is open. Set shot, no. It bounces over to Sun and all the way to Huang. Huang Yunlong crowded. Loose ball recovered by the Philippines, and now it's Franz Pumaren. Franz Pumaren waits for his teammates to come down court. Jeff Moore gets the pass over to Samboy Lim. Samboy with a drop pass, and it was anticipated by Huang, who almost had an interception. 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half. And we have a Philippine timeout with a count at 28-27 for China. We'll be back shortly.
Philippine team high point man at this stage is Allan Caidic. He's got 8 points. Samboy Lim has 7, 6 for Jeff Moore, 4 for Still, 2 for Dignadice. For the Chinese, Song Kao is 6, Huang Yunlong is 7, Liu Jianli is 9, Zhang Bin is 4, and 2 points for Min Lule. Song Kao, one of their big guys, playing with 4 fouls. And the Chinese coach is ready to send in Hu Zhang Bao, their 7'1" man mountain.
He just came in. So we've got Hu Zhangbo on court now, and he towers over his teammates to average 6'6" in height. For China, we have Sun Seng Wu besides Hu Zhangbo, together with Wang Libin, number 12 man, a veteran of the youth squad. Zhang Bin, another big and solid player, and Huang Yunlong. For the Philippines, we have Dennis Still, Jeff Moore, Allan Caidic, Franz Pumaren, and Elmer Reyes just trooped in.
Now, this is an opportunity for Reyes to take the ball inside, drive for the basket, and hope for a foul. He does that well, but against the big men, it might be a problem. Let's see how well he does.
Jeff Moore receives the inbound from Pumaren. And we have Pumaren setting the play up again. Elmer Reyes moving to the right flank, to the left flank rather. Allan Caidic moving over there too. There's a bounce pass to Moore. Under the basket pass, lost. Saved. And it is tapped over to Sun. Sun makes his move, loses the ball, and a tap out by Jeff Moore.
Good defense by Jeff Moore. He came down quickly.
Moore gave a drop pass to Dennis Still, but it was deflected away. They are really marking Dennis very tightly under that hoop. Inbound goes to Huang, outside to Sun. Forward pitch to Wang, back to Sun. Cross-court pass to Huang. Huang jumps and conducts. It is a two-point hit. And the Chinese take a three-point advantage of 30-27. They know that they must defeat the Philippines and defeat the Philippines by 15 points to win gold here in the 13th ABC. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left.
They're tightening up on defense very clearly.
Allan Caidic crowded. He sees the opening, fires and misses. The rebound to Dennis Still for a slam dunk. That should fire up the RP squad. The first slam dunk by Dennis Still
Again, a 7-1 Giant.
30-29, 6 minutes left. Sun bringing the ball into the front court of China. 15,000 screaming pro-Chinese Malaysian spectators out here at Stadium Negara. Tap out by Jeff Moore.
Dennis Still is now trying to, he's fronting Wu, or rather Fu, the big guy, not trying to deny him the ball. Because Fu inside is going to be a real threat. He's a 7'1" giant of China.
Wang Li Bin inbounds to Sun. Sun, number 11 man, very shifty. He's got a good outside jump shot. Over to Huang, he's been very effective for China. Then around by Zhang Bin, he lays it in for two, getting away from Elmer Reyes. 32-29. 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the first half. It's been very close, very tight all the way through. The officiating has been outstanding so far. Franz Pumaren first with the equalizer, and he hits the hit. It's 32-all, a three-point conversion by Pumaren.
Great clutch hit by Franz. He's been shooting very well in this tournament. Under pressure, he took a great shot inside the count.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left. A nice pass to Huang. He's under the basket. He turns around, banks it, but misses. And the loose ball was covered by Pumaren. Pumaren into the front court. Over to Moore. Moore bouncing it over to Elmer Reyes for the go-ahead hit.
That's so well. Drive inside. You give him the slightest opening. He's going to come down the baseline and right through the middle.
He came in from a difficult angle that time. The assist pass coming from Jeff Moore. Huang over to Sun. And Jeff Moore again.
Yes, forced the defense.
Wang Li did not see Jeff Moore come in very quickly for that deflection. Forward pitch. And here comes Elmer again. And Elmer. We've got a foul on the play. Yes. Let's find out against whom. It looks like it'll be against Elmer Reyes. Yes. He leaned into his man for the foul. Only the 14th foul against the Philippines. 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first half.
That was a pretty close call, Dick.
Okay, first contact by Elmer Reyes. Spread out defense by the Philippines. 1-on-1 defense. Franz Pumaren marking Huang, giving away at least 3 inches in height. Wang Li Bin trying a pick against Pumaren. A pass out to Sun. Sun moving in, another pick, and Sun lays up, misses. The follow-up by Zhang, but let's find out if there was offensive foul there. Yes, there was a foul spotted by the Turkish official, Mr. Kapanli, and the shot is not counted. We have a timeout, and we will return right after these reminders. I would like to explain that last situation. The Turkish referee, Mr. Necip Kapanli, spotted a foul after the attempt of Sun. Sun Feng-Wu laid up, he missed, and after he released the ball, he slammed into a Filipino defender. So since it's a penalty situation on the ensuing play, it was a loose ball foul, so to speak. Let's find out if we get a 1-on-1 situation, or whether it was considered an offensive foul. It looks like it was Dennis Still who was fouled, so they're waving.
Yes, it's an offensive foul. Shot was not counted. Philippines by 2, 34-22, 4 and 22 to go in the first half.
Franz Pumaren. Over to Allan Caidic. Back to Pumaren. They're loading the left flank now. Bounce back to Moore. Moore looks for the opening, and there is a foul on Wang Li against Zhang Bin. Zhang Bin. will be a 1-on-1 situation. China is in penalty trouble. The Philippines way below with only 14 fouls. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Get him just more at the line. He's got to take the shots. He's got to make them. He missed his first two, but he got the next one. Let's see what he'll do with this situation. 34-32. The Philippines by 2. 4 and 13 to go. Very hard, tough game against the giants of China. He makes the first. 35-32. We're up by 3. With 4 minutes and 13.
It is very distracting to have a crowd of 15,000 harassing you when you're on that far line. And Jeff misses the second. Wang Li Bin picks up the loose ball. Over to Sun. Sun weaving in, being harassed by Allan Caidic.
He came down in defense very, very quickly.
Wang Li Bin moving against Jeff Moore, turns around face, and he sinks it. Good move by Wang Li Bin, a very shifty big man for China. 35-34, the Philippines by 1. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Allan Caidic gets a dentist still screen, but doesn't go for the hoop. He moves in. Elmer Reyes now comes out, and it's Pumaren. Yeah, he gets a 3-point hit.
And with a foul on the big guy.
No, it's number 15, Zhang Bin. Second foul by Zhang Bin. The shot was counted. It was a 3-pointer.
Was it a 3-pointer? No, it was a 2-pointer. They said it was a 2-pointer.
Franz Pumaren was way up over there. He was way beyond the line, but he was only given a 2-pointer. 37-34. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 3-point advantage for the Philippines. Here comes Zhang Bin. He is open, and he converts. He can't leave him open. 37-36 for the Philippines.
That was a mistake.
We didn't come down quickly enough. Pumaren. Over to Allan Caidic. He gets a more screen, fires, and misses. Loose ball recovered by Elmer Reyes. And a tap in. Not quite completed by Dennis Still.
On the big guy.
Hu Zhangbo doesn't agree with that call, but Allan Reyes says that he used his arm to ward off Dennis Still. Dennis will be waving the charity. Second foul by Hu Zhangbo. Elmer will inbound. In the meantime, Min Lule comes in for Sun. And the Philippines has ball possession. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half. Franz Pumaren to Elmer Reyes. All the way to Allan Caidic. Pumaren moving off to the left. Bounce pass to Moore. Moore sees the opening and fouls the whistle again. We've got a traveling call by referee Allan Ray on Moore. Bad luck. Turnover. Moore was crowded. He was double teamed in the keyhole. Min Lule now has it. Over to Huang. Zhang Bin handing off to Huang. Huang marked by Elmer Reyes. Min Lule against Allan Caidic. Franz Pumaren watching Huang now. He jumps and a turnaround by Zhang. It gets a good bounce for the hit. And China takes the lead at 38-37. 10 points now by Zhang Bin, number 15 of China. 2:35 left. Pumaren, top of the key, looping a pass to Jeff Moore. Moore out again to Elmer Reyes. Elmer Reyes drives through, lays up. Yes, and a foul. Got it. And we've got a foul by the big guy, Hu Zhangbo.
That was a beautiful cutting play by Elmer Reyes. He's doing tonight what he does so well, and that is to take the ball inside to the hoop, one quick step, and he's either going to get the basket or get fouled. This time he got the basket and a foul to boot, and he looped the shot over the big guy. Great play by Elmer Reyes.
Huang is now replaced by Lu Jingking, who started out for China. Bonus charity for Elmer Reyes. Philippines by now a 2-point advantage, 40-38.
2:25 remaining in the first half.
Full court press by the RP quintet. Moving in is Lu Jingking, and Jeff Moore taps it and gets it back. Jeff Moore waits for his teammates. Over to Allan Caidic, who fires. He babied it from down. Dennis still slams it in. Second slam dunk by Dennis, 42-38. Pressure in the backcourt. Jacobs on his feet, screaming for the team effort on Min Lule. Over to Lu Jingking. He spins around, lays up, and misses. A follow-up by Zhang Bin. But Dennis still was dunked. He's okay. 1 minute and 47 seconds left. It's 42-40. China cutting down the Philippine lead to 2 points with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Caidic over to Pumaren. Back to Elmer Reyes. Reyes all the way to Allan. Caidic takes bounce pass to Jeff Moore. Back to Allan. The fake. Allan goes up, fires. Yes!
And Jacobson was shouting that
Yes, Hu Zhangbo stuck out his foot. 44-40 there.
And
As Allan Caidic came down, and Allan had to avoid that. Zhang Bin out again now to Min Lu Lei. Bounce pass onto the basket. A power play by Wang Li Bin against Jeff Moore. It's 44-42.
I don't think Jeff can afford to give away a foul or to play him too tight.
Okay, Elmer Reyes cross-court to Allan Caidic. Caidic holding foul by Min Lu Lei.
Caidic will go to the line. Good move by Allan Caidic. Min Lu Lei was just holding on to him. And Allan is at the line for the free throw. 44-42.
That'll be the second foul by Min Lu Lei. The Chinese are being saddled with foul after foul. Song Tao, their number 6 man, already has 4. And number 14, the big man, 7-1, Hu Zhangbo, has 3.
Yun Long is coming for China. That's number 10, Allan Caidic. Meantime, at the line for the Chinese, 44-42. Philippines by 2. 55 seconds remaining in the first half. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. A chance against China for the ABC crown.
Allan Caidic very coolly sinks to the first. He gets a second, a 3-point advantage for the Philippines. 55-6.
45-42.
Second charity. Caidic takes careful aim and takes it again. 46-42, the Philippines by 4. 12 points now by Allan Caidic. He is delivering the goods.
And we're pressuring in the backcourt. Min Lu Lei.
Almost off it. Yes, pass. A bad pass by Min Lu Lei. There's the pitch all the way to Caidic. Caidic crowd. Wow. Deliberate foul. The foul goes against number 15, Zhang Bin, who has been a very prolific scorer for China.
That was a deliberate foul, Dick.
Yes, that's foul number 3 against Zhang Bin. Another Chinese player will find himself in foul trouble.
Sun Fengwu is now being sent in for China, number 11. And moving out is Min Lu Lei, number 4.
And this will be a chance for the Philippines to move ahead by perhaps its biggest lead so far by any quintet. It's a 4-point advantage, 46 seconds to go. The Philippines have scored a point for every second remaining, 46. And Allan Caidic will try and get 2 from the line. He gets 2 charities. First is good. No doubt about that. Straight and true. Caidic is pulling through. Second charity for Allan. And he is requested to remove his necklace because that could be dangerous. Somebody could hold on to that while he's up in the air, and that could unbalance him and cause a serious injury.
I hope it's not his good luck charm.
Caidic for his second and final charity. He could give the Philippines a 6-pointer. Yes. 48-42, biggest lead so far. 42 seconds to go. The full court press by the Philippines. Caidic and Elmer Reyes pressuring the Chinese in the backcourt. Sun over to Huang. Huang against Caidic. That's the matchup. And Dennis Still is watching Zhang. That's Hu, rather. Hu Zhang. The attempt at the miss, and we've got a tap by Elmer Reyes. Over to Dennis Still.
They're going to wind down the clock and take a last second.
Yes, we will go for the hoop in the closing 5 seconds, leaving no opportunity for China to go back to their front court. They're winding the clock down. 10 seconds to go. It'll very likely be Allan. Allan goes for the hoop and wins out. So we've got the battle for the loose ball won by Huang. 1 second to go. He tries for the hoop and not quite. He hit the glass. So after the first 20 minutes of action, we find the Philippines on top by the biggest lead of any team in this very tightly contested game. 48 for the Philippines, 42 for the People's Republic of China. We need to win here to go home with the gold. And everybody's looking forward to a victorious return. In just a moment, the individual breakdown of the scores and the first-half impressions of Ronnie Nathaniel. Right now, let's pause momentarily for some important reminders.
There you see Dennis Still, the man who really psychs his team up. So let's go, man, let's go, give it to them. And Jeff Moore, 2 great players who've played team basketball. The thing that, the biggest compliment, I think, was paid to them by Robert Taylor, the Jordanian coach from the United States. He said, Dennis Still and Jeff Moore are 2 team players. You could get 2,000 or more Americans better than them, offensively oriented, but you could never find 2 Americans who play so well as a team and blend so well with the great little guys from the Philippines. And that's very, very true.
And this is the outstanding thing about this team right now, Ronnie. All the coaches, all the basketball experts here in Kuala Lumpur agree that this is indeed the best defensive team. And when you talk defense, that is the name of the game. The concept of Ron, as we told you earlier, was to limit the opposing team to 70 points or less, knowing that the scorers on our side will make more than 70 points and win the game as a result. And this has come true all throughout. The only team that went beyond 72 was South Korea.
Right.
And we won that game by 4, 76 to 72. The other teams that hit 70 were Japan and Jordan. Or was it Malaysia? I think it was Malaysia. Malaysia and Japan.
Well, against the Malaysians, we played rather diplomatic basketball. We put it away early and then coasted. And another thing, the Malaysians have shown considerable improvement. As a matter of fact, they gave South Korea the scare of their lives today in a battle for the preliminary game to this one. Malaysia ultimately came through 80 to 72. Now, talking about Ron keeping opponents under 70, we haven't been able to do that, at least in the first half. Looking at China's score, they've got 42 points in the first half, but we've got 48. So as long as we're doing a defensive job and we have a 5 or 6 point spread, that means we're doing all right. We had a couple of errors on defense because, as Ron said, when he was talking to the boys today, you're going to have to do a couple of things. You're going to have to switch. You're going to have to jump defense. But that will occasionally keep a man open, and you will not do it, execute it right, and you give an open shot to a player. But don't let it happen too often. It can happen once or twice, and it certainly did. China did also have one or two good plays down the baseline. But otherwise, we have, I get the impression, Dick, controlled the tempo of this ball game in the first half.
No doubt about that. The Chinese only led for, I would say, a total of 2 to 3 minutes. And that's being very generous. The Philippines has dominated the game. They've been in the lead a majority of the first 20 minutes of play. Okay, the final 20 minutes of action, and this is for all the marbles in Asia. A long, hard, tedious climb back to the pinnacle of Asian basketball supremacy. That is the chore that the project director of basketball, Ambassador Eduardo Banding Cojuangco, who has now joined the team in prayer before the start of the second and final half, has earmarked for this particular quintet. They started out 5 years ago. Ron Jacobs was, as he put it, a young 37, and now he's an old 43. And he's hoping that it will be a culmination of all those years of hard, frustrating, and sometimes despairing years. But this year has been a harvest year for this team. Yes, a lot of sacrifices. You said it's for all the marbles in China. I'd also like to think it's for all the punset in Ongpin. All the noodles back home. Starting off the second half, still more Samboy Lim, Dignadice, and Calma. And for China, Wang Fei, Liu Zhangli, number 6, Song Pao, Zhang Zuelei, and Wang Libian. Right. Wang Fei seeing action for the first time for China in the second half. He could be an ace up the sleeve of Coach Lu Zhangzhen. We remember him from the youth team. Right. And he is pretty reliable. The tap won by Wang Fei. Wang Fei gives it to Sun Fengwu. China has a first offensive in the second half. Sun against Hector Calma. Over to Zhang Zuelei, also a veteran of the youth squad. Zhang makes his move against Yves, gets away. A block by Dennis. What a beautiful block by Dennis. That was poor defense by Dignadice. He let his man get away pretty easily. But a good cover-up by Dennis. He saw it coming, and he was in there for the rejection. Hector Calma now for the first Philippine offensive thrust in the second half. Dennis Still lays up, and it is a charge by Dennis Still. He forced his way against Wang, who had positioned himself. For a moment, I thought it might have gone the other way. And so that'll be foul number 2 on Dennis Still. He'll have to watch it. The Philippines have committed only 5 fouls so far, and Dennis has 2 of them. Almost a minute gone by. Liu Zhangli out to Sun. Wang Fei makes his move. Sun, given the opening by Hector Calma, doesn't take the attempt. And under the basket, we've got a hit by Wang Libian and a working foul against Zhang Zuelei.
He came from the side. He to try and tap it in and push to Jeff Moore.
Yang Zhuilei guilty of the loose ball foul. That'll be the first team foul by China in the second half. We did not get into penalty trouble in the first half. We committed only 4 team fouls, and we had good, tight defense. Hector Calma in the long court. Then it's still at the low post, wide open, is Samboy Lim, and there is contact by Sun. Sun Feng Wu picks up foul number 2 against China, but only his first foul.
48-44, Philippines by 4, 18 and 42 to go in the ballgame.
The inbound all the way to Calma. Twin post play by Moore, and still Calma over to Samboy Lim. Back to Calma, top of the key, surveying the field, trying to overplay the left flank. Samboy Lim drives through, lays up, too strong. Samboy Lim follows up, and he gets a bounce. He got a good bounce on that follow-up. 50-44. Once again, a 6-pointer for the Philippines.
Dennis Steele was there just in case it was popping out to tap it in.
To make sure that it would stay in. Wang Fei to Sun Feng Wu. Diagonal pitch goes to Wang. Wang picked up by Samboy.
Good tight defense by the Philippines. They're moving.
Wang Fei drives. Sees the opening shot. He fires. One step too many before releasing. But there was a foul spotted by the Turkish official. There was a foul. And a more serious call will take precedence. Referee Papanli started contact, and Allan Reyes is talking to him trying to determine when the foul was committed. It was committed in the act of shooting. Who got that foul? We still don't know who was guilty. It looks like Caidic. They showed we got contact.
Shot was counted.
That's a good break for China. Wang Fei getting the foul and the bonus charity. It's 50-46. Philippine lead cuts down to 4. Wang misses. And we've got Jeff Moore recovering the loose ball. Over to Hector Calma.
By Jeffrey Moore.
Good position by Moore. Moore, right quarter. Looks for the open man. Makes his move, gives it to Calma. Samboy Lim drives, lays up. Yes! Running try by Samboy. You don't know whether he's going for a running shot or laying up or leaning back and fading away. 52-46, the Philippines by 6. Clutch shot by Samboy Lim.
We needed that basket to keep the pressure.
Oh, Dennis Steele gives you a foul number 3. He'll have to watch it. And he motions over to Ron. Okay, I'm okay, coach.
That's his third foul. That's trouble. He tried to go for a steal. Battle Wang lead in.
He shouldn't risk it. He is much too important. 17 and a half to go. A lot of time remaining. Sun over to Zhang. Sun, a jumper by Liu. He rims out, and we've got a recovery by Samboy. The Philippines down on the offensive. Jeff Moore has it. Sees the opening. Goes for it, and a loose ball is recovered by China. A pass went through Samboy Lim's fingers. Under the basket by Wang. It's blocked by Jeff Moore. Beautiful rejection by Moore. Moore coming in with a very quick reaction under the basket. They've got a loose ball picked up by China and recovered by Moore. The save of Liu Jianli went to Moore instead. Hector Calma now has it.
A couple of things being thrown at the hardwood by the fans.
Bounce pass to Calma, all the way to Samboy Lim. Lim back to Calma. Right quarter court, moves around to the top of the key. Watched closely by Wang Fei. Calma has it. He drives, splits the middle, banks it, lost the bounce. A follow-up, and the top goes over to China with a foul in the backcourt by Hector Calma. Calma fouling Sun Feng Wu. That'll be the 14th foul against the Philippines, against 2 by China.
John Jacob screaming at Dennis Steele to keep his composure, keep his cool. He can't afford to commit another foul. He's got 3 fouls already.
Inbound to China. Wang Fei has it. Left quarter court area.
He got a hang tough.
All the way to Sun. All the way to Liu. Liu watched by Jeff Moore. China's Wang Li Bin jockeying for position together with Zhang Bin at the low post. Sun Feng Wu against Hector Calma. Quick pass to Liu. Liu fires and it bounces away. Dennis Steele saves that ball from going out. And now we have Samboy Lim back to Moore in the front court of the Philippines. Long cross-court pass. Hector Calma has it. Moves away to the long court. 15 minutes and 50 seconds left. Samboy Lim to Dignadice. And he has to pass out. He was crowded. Samboy Lim goes for the hoop. Takes it. Great shot. It is a 2-point hit by Samboy Lim, 54-46, biggest lead by the Philippines, 8 points.
That was a real tough shot.
Lim now has 13 points to his credit. He and Allan Caidic have been delivering for the Philippines.
You've got to show the mental toughness here.
Sun Tae-woo to Wang Li Bin, and there's a steal by Hector Calma. He taps it over to Samboy Lim, and the loose ball results in a held ball situation between Sun Tae-woo and Samboy Lim.
Samboy Lim is really battling.
Samboy Lim. Song Tao, with 4 fouls, is being sent back in by the Chinese coach for Liu Jianli.
Jump between Sun Feng Wu and Samboy Lim.
Okay, Sun has a slight height advantage. There's a tap over to Calma. Calma muscles the way through. It's a layup and a goaltending violation.
And it was goaltending too.
Yes, it went in anyway.
10-point lead for the Philippines because they of the ball game so far, 15 and 14 to go in the ball game.
Okay, let's hope that this is the start of what could be a breakaway for the Philippines. Under the basket, Wang Li Bin. Yes, Dennis still kept away from him, and Moore also did not want to foul him.
Just looking at Ron Jacobs, wanting to know whether he can pick up Wang Li Bin.
That's right. Samboy Lim to Calma. Over to Moore. Moore only has 1 foul so far. Bounce pass. Fade away by Lim. And a good boxing out by Song Tao and Dennis Still. He was helpless there. 8-point advantage for the Philippines. China starting to mount a rally here. Allan Caidic will be fielded back in. The attempt, and Jeff Moore goes way up for that recovery. He fires the direction. It's 3-on-1. A bounce pass. Samboy Lim wide open for the Philippines. Fast breaking again. 58-48.
And Ron Jacobs stopped Allan Caidic to come in. 14 and 25 to go in the ball game. Philippines by 10, 58-48.
15 points now for Samboy Lim, and what a performance he is putting on here at the Stadium Negata. There's a whistle. We've got a foul. Illegal screen. Song Tao commits foul number 5, and he'll move out of the game permanently. Yes, he's an important big man for China.
An illegal screen by number 6, and he's out of the ball game with his 5th foul and only 6 points.
Song Tao moves out, and coming back in is Liu Jianli. Now the fouls are starting to tell on the Chinese. They committed a number of them in the first half in a tight defensive effort.
58-48. Philippines by 10, 14 and 15 to go in the ball game.
Backcourt throw-in for the Philippines. We're on top, 58-48. Biggest lead, 10 points. Second time we've enjoyed this lead. Hector Calma has it. A bounce pass to Moore. Over to Samboy Lim. Lim to Dennis Still. Out again. Calma. Allan Caidic from the outside. Caidic, a 3-point hit. And now it's a 13-pointer, 61-48. 13 minutes and 48 seconds to go. 17 points for Allan Caidic.
Great shot from the outside by Allan.
Liu Jianli. The Chinese are starting to get rattled. 3-point try by Sun. It is out, and the ball pops into the hands of Hector Calma. He loses the ball. It is tapped back in, recovered, and under the basket, we've got a miss. A miss by Liu Jianli. Jeff Moore recovering for the Philippines. Hector Calma now. Watching Liu.
Caidic was open. He didn't give him the ball. For a moment, he lost track of Allan Caidic.
He wanted to wait for Jeff Moore to get into position. They're not taking any chances. Allan Caidic spins around. Cross-court pass to Samboy. Samboy goes for the hoop. It's a little strong, and we've got Caidic saving it, and it's covered by Dennis Still over to Samboy Lim. Moore gets the pass. He's under the basket. He fakes, fires. They got it started, and they've got a foul on the play going against Wang Li Bin. It'll be a 3-point play for the Philippines. Jeff Moore really pounding while the iron is hot. There are the Chinese coaches, headed on the left by Chinese coach Liu Chang-jin. He looks worried, and he is going to signal the official table for a timeout.
63-48. The Philippines by 17. 13 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the ball game. Moore at the line for a possible 3-point play.
Chinese coach looking disappointed. He wanted the timeout, and we have the whistle blowing as Jeff Moore missed on that charity. But it was a live ball situation. We don't understand what happened. Yes, why did they have to whistle when the ball was alive? Well, it's a 15-point lead nonetheless for the Philippines with 13 minutes left. Give and go play under the basket. Blocked by Jeff Moore. What a rejection by Moore. The Philippines in a 4-2 situation. Allan Caidic for a 3-pointer. Again! Another hit. 2-point conversion by Allan Caidic. 17-point lead, 65-48. 20 points for Caidic.
12 and 39 to go in the ball game. Philippines playing heroic basketball.
Under the basket. Wang Li Bin is fouled by Samboy Lim. He was behind. He tried to double up. but he was guilty of the contact. That'll mean a couple of charities for Wang Libing. And now the Chinese coach is signaling the official stable for a timeout. And he is looking very disappointed indeed. He said he signaled for the timeout earlier. We'll go back to our main studios now for some important messages.
A man who's done so much to build up this national team. Also, we'd like to thank two other very fine gentlemen for their superb support, Mr. Chit Pineda and Mr. Oscar Villadolid. They are making these satellite coverages possible. Other major sponsors, the Philippine Refining Company, Filippo Incorporated, Coca-Cola Bottlers Philippines Incorporated, and Coca-Cola Export, Adidas, the official outfitter of the Philippine team, Magnolia French Press, the official sports drink of the Philippine team, and Philippine Airlines. For the Philippines, right now, Allan Caidic, 20 points, Samboy Lim, 15, more 9, still 2.
Ball game resumes with Wang's first charity. He rims out. The Chinese are starting to lose their cool. They are not concentrating enough now. They have a 17-point deficit that they must overcome. They know they must win this game by 15 points or more to bag the gold in the 13th ABC, and that is starting to appear very remote right now. It's a 16-point lead.
65-49, 12 and 22 to go in the ballgame.
Hector Calma surveys the field. Jeff Moore on the right, Dennis still on the left, together with Samboy Lim. He's taking a short pass. He moves in, fires. He was blocked there from a forward motion. Loose ball, recovered by Jeff Moore. Over to Allan Caidic. He goes for the hook again. Hits it! Allan Caidic produces again. What a hand!
19-point lead for the Philippines, 68 to 49.
11 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Still a lot of time remaining. Liu Jianli converts. It's a 2-point hit. And Ron Jacob signals to the boys on the court. Liu Jianli has 11 points for China. Hector Calma moves into his front court, marked closely by Sun Sang Wu. Caidic to Moore. Our lead down to 17. Hector Calma to Samboy Lim. Samboy back to Calma. Calma to Moore. Moore crowded. Samboy doesn't want to take the shot. He loops it into Dennis Still. Now a drive in play by Samboy. Way out. Moore follows up. Offensive foul by offensive recovery rather by Moore, and a follow-up too. 70 to 51, a 19-pointer for the Philippines. This should ease something off. And there is contact by Caidic on Liu Jianli.
70 to 51, a 19-point lead for the Philippines, 11 and 6 to go in the ball game. Min Lu Lei coming in for Sun Sang Wu, who hasn't been able to do anything very much on the Chinese side.
This will be the 15th foul against the Philippines, and it'll be a sideline throw-in. No, it's a 16th foul.
China has 14 fouls.
So we are just a foul away from landing in penalty trouble. 11 minutes left. A lot of time to go, and China is in every dangerous team, so we've still got to watch it. The real crucial factor here is Dennis Still's 3 fouls. Big hit by Jeffrey Moore. Moore going way up. He's assisting Dennis Still beautifully off the board. Allan Caidic inside to Still. Still out to Hector Calma. 10 and 45 to go. Allan Caidic again. Not quite the time. A slam dunk by Dennis. Oh, beautiful. Perfectly timed slam dunk. 21-point advantage for the Philippines. And it's 10 points now for Dennis Still.
10 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the ball game. We have the Chinese on the run.
Liu Jianli back to Huang. Huang played a good first half. He steps, releases, and we've got a recovery by Dennis Still.
Beautiful rebounding by Dennis Still.
And the Philippines is rolling along. There's no tomorrow for this squad. They know they must give their all tonight. And there's a hit by Jeff Moore. One after the other. All the players on court contributing. 74 to 51. 23-point advantage.
10 minutes to go in the ball game.
China has slowed the pace down.
To me, time looks like it's running so slow.
And, you know, China is helping us out by being very deliberate in their offensive. There's an interception by Samboy Lim on a telegraph pass. And the Philippines is on the move again. Hector Calma looking it over. It would be an alley-oop attempt, but Dennis Still was clouded by Wang Libing. He could not complete it. 9 and 35 to go.
Calma screaming out for help.
Huang has it
by number 13. Looks like an offensive foul to me.
Allan Caidic has been one of the major factors here for this big lead of the Philippines. And there is a pushing foul on the play going
number 13, Jianli.
That'll be the 15th foul. Backward throw-in for the Philippines. And we have the 3rd foul going against Liu, and the Chinese timeout will return shortly.
74-51. A 23-point lead for the Philippines. 9 minutes and 26 seconds away from the most coveted possession in basketball this side of the world, the ABC crown. We have worked 5 years for this. Ambassador Eduardo Danding Cojuangco has put his heart and soul behind this effort, together with people like Henry Cojuangco, a great coach in Ron Jacobs, and a fabulous team that is now 23 points ahead of the mighty defending champions from China, with 9 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the ballgame.
Everything is working out so smoothly for the Philippines tonight.
I look across at Ambassador Cojuangco. He's seated next to Henry on the bench. He's so calm, cool, and collected.
He hasn't shown any display of nerves whatsoever. He has complete confidence in this squad, and they are producing. They are living up to the expectations of not only Ambassador Cojuangco, but the rest of the basketball-loving country back home. Jeff Moore loses the ball on a tap by Liu Jianli. Recovery made by China's Wang Fei. Wang Fei out to Min Lu Lei. They're not shooting. 74-51, 9 minutes to go. They're playing deliberate ball, but they're playing into our hands. They're wasting the time away, and there is a hacking foul on the move. And it'll be a couple of charities for Wang Fei.
Foul was on Samboy Lim. That could put the Philippines in penalty situation. That's the third foul by Samboy Lim. And Franz Pumaren is coming in for him. For Hector Calma, rather. A hand for Hector from the fans. Philippines has now committed 7 fouls.
We're in penalty trouble, and the situation is reversed. China has 5 team fouls.
A lot of time left, 8 and 55.
Wang Fei from the line. He converts the first, 74-52. The Philippine lead down to 22. 8 minutes 55 left. Still a lot of basketball remaining. 2 for 2 from the line by Wang Fei. The Chinese are not really pressing that intensely. They are setting up their spread out man zone. Playing man, as a matter of fact. Samboy Lim marked by Zhang Bin. This could be their undoing, playing man against this squad, which is so used to it as a result of 3 conferences in the PBA. This team has been playing for 11 consecutive months. And for a while there, Ron Jacobs had misgivings because he really has pushed the squad. He had 3 hours of practice even in the Southeast Asian Games in Bangkok, simply because he wanted to prepare the squad for the tough games here in Kuala Lumpur. We had pretty easy opposition in Bangkok, and that's the reason why he really wanted this team to hone up. A rim out by Pumaren from the outside, and it's Zhang Bin for China off the board. Min Lu Lei, front court, Huang. Huang back to Min. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left. 15,000 people out here quiet. They now appreciate the kind of basketball savvy and know-how that this squad has. We've got a foul, however, by Pumaren.
And Hong Yun-Long goes to the line for the charities. Philippines in penalty situation. Substitution on the Chinese side. Number 11, Sun Feng Wu, comes back in for Min Lu Lei, who hasn't been able to do anything in this ball game so far.
Yes, and even Sun has been crowded and marked very well by both Pumaren and Calma. 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go, and we have Huang towing the line for his first of 2 charities. It's a 1-on-1 situation.
We are playing tough defense, but offensively we seem to have faded a little.
Yes, we have not answered back the last 3 points scored by China. We were on top by 23, now just by 19. And this seems to be a tendency, a trait of this team. They get a little distracted. They have a tendency to coast along when they have a big lead. Now the full court press, the tap out by Wang Libin on the inbound.
74-55, 19-point lead for the Philippines, 8 and 8 to go in the ballgame. Now China trying to press.
The Chinese pressing very early. Dennis still has it over to Moore. Moore will be going down into the front court. Marked by Zhang Bin, who is slower than he is, that's for sure. Zhang Bin fouling Jeff Moore from behind. That'll be the 16th foul against China. One more they land in penalty trouble likewise. 7 minutes, 55 seconds to go. That's the 4th foul against Zhang Bin.
He's one of the big guys of the Chinese side.
One of the top scorers, too, for China.
He likes to play aggressively.
Zhang Bin made 12 points so far. Inbound goes to Pumaren. Pumaren crowded by Sun. Allan Caidic crowded, goes for the hoop. Misses. No, the ball trickled in. But he was traveling, so the shot is nullified. What a shame. 5:49 to go. Moving out is Zhang Bin, and coming in is number 8, Zhang Zuilei.
7:48 to go in the ball game.
Sun brings the ball into the front court. Also in is Lu Jingqing. Zhang Zuilei, the ball is knocked away by Dennis Still, and a pass intended for Wang Li Bin.
Jeffrey Moore is playing tremendous basketball. He's all over the court, playing great defense, backing up Dennis Still, who's got 3 fouls.
Always on his toes, doing the thing that the team needs most. Sun, left quarter court, the crowd egging on the Chinese to go for the hoop. They're being so deliberate, and time is ticking away. The miss, and Jeff Moore.
Looked like an offensive foul for a moment there.
Yes. Franz Pumaren weaving in. Pass goes to Samboy. Lim routed. All the way to Caidic. He fires and rims out. Loose ball recovered by Caidic himself. Passes back to Pumaren.
Caidic seems to have lost the touch right now.
The Philippine bench very anxious, standing up now. Jeff Moore moving in, firing, and it's a little strong, but there is a slam dunk follow-up by Dennis Still. 56 to 55.
I just tell you, outside shooters are not taking this last couple of minutes. They're going to have to go to Jeff. He went to Jeff, he missed, and Dennis Still was right behind to slam it in.
12 points now, poured in by Dennis Still. He has had
by 21.
3 slam dunks. Lu Jingqing all the way to Sun. Zhang Zuilei over to Sun. Wang Fei, after a fake, lays up and misses. And Jeff Moore pulls it down. Gives it past Dennis Still.
What a player, Jeff Moore.
He was muscled out of position, but he hung on to the ball and passed safely to Dennis Still. Allan Caidic has it. The Philippines will be wasting away the time.
Now they're slowly playing the clock, Dick.
Yeah, 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go, but they'll be going for the hoop in the closing 5 seconds or so. Dennis Still playing the outside. Now Allan Caidic has it. The pass goes to Jeff Moore. Loose ball recovered by Lu Jingqing. And it's Wang Fei driving in, laying up, and we have a deliberate foul called by the Turkish official on Caidic. Caidic hit the deck. And we have Doc Brillantes moving over to take a look at what happened to Allan. He's okay.
76 to 55, 21-point lead for the Philippines. 6-4 to go in the ball game. Ron Jacobs, sues for time. We turn you back to our studios in Manila. With the players around him, Allan Caidic, 23 points in this ball game. Samboy Lim, 15, 13 for Moore, 12 for Still, 6 for Pumaren, 5 for Elmer Reyes, 2 for Dignadice, and 2 for Calma. Well, what a game these boys have played. And I'm so happy that Allan Caidic, Samboy Lim, Pumaren, Calma are playing so well tonight.
Well, all of them are contributing their share.
This is a real team effort.
It is a team effort, and it's role-playing, and you can see that everybody is operating together. There is a reason why a deliberate foul was called on Allan Caidic. He cuts across, and that is considered a dangerous foul, especially when a player is driving in with the ball. Wang Fei will be towing the line here.
Some of these outstanding Chinese players, they have been a disappointment tonight for the simple reason that we are playing such tough, good, switching team defense.
And I would like to point out the fact that we had some pretty tough games in the eliminations against Jordan, as well as against Japan. And then we had to meet South Korea in the first game here in Kuala Lumpur. The change of schedule resulted in our going up against Korea instead of Malaysia.
That was a blessing in disguise.
It was a blessing in disguise because the following evening, South Korea played magnificent ball to upend this Chinese quintet.
76-56, a 20-point lead for the Philippines.
Jeff Moore speeding into the front court. Foul on 11. Sun Feng Wu guilty of the contact. That'll put China in penalty trouble. Foul number 2 against Sun. It'll be a front court throw-in for the Philippines. Both teams are now in the penalty situation.
5:57 to go.
Okay, we're just 5 minutes and 57 seconds away from regaining Asian supremacy in basketball, the sport that we love so much. Samboy Lim, foul. He'll go to the line. Yes, we have number 5, Lu Jingqing, guilty of the contact as Samboy Lim moves in. It'll be a couple of charities for Samboy Lim. That's a third foul against Lu Jingqing.
And as we were saying, Dick, it's not a question of something that we wanted for 5 years. It's something that the Filipino people have been really praying for. And as Ron Jacobs said before he left Manila, if it's God's will and the prayers of the fine Filipino fans are answered, on the night of January 5th, we will be the ABC champions.
The last time we won this crown was a long 12 years ago, 1973, and I had the privilege and pleasure of covering that championship match against South Korea.
Foul on Moore.
Moore picks up foul number 2.
China at the line, 77-56, 21-point lead for the Philippines, 5:39 to go in the ball game. I hope we seem to be relaxing a little in defense right now.
Well, the Chinese are bringing the ball quickly down, surprising the Filipino defense because earlier they were just coming up with set plays.
Still for the rebound.
Still pull the ball down. Let's find out what happened. It looks like one more charity will be awarded because the foul was committed in the act of shooting. So Wang Fei has another one, which he makes for a split.
No, he's going to give
there was a premature violation, lane entry violation by Dennis Still that last time around.
Oh, by Caidic.
Oh, by Caidic, yes. A split by Wang Fei. Jeff Moore.
Big rebound by Jeffrey.
Over to Pumaren in the front court. 5.5 left. 77-57, the Philippines by 20 big points. Moving the ball around in the long court is Samboy Lim. Over to Pumaren. Jeff Moore all over the court in a wonderful all-around performance, but he loses the ball at the baseline on a drive.
Tried to go down the baseline for a drive and lost it.
Wang Fei now, left quarter court. Turnaround try. No, it was short. And the ball is tapped by Dennis Still to Caidic.
And he did it so matter-of-factly.
Pumaren to Samboy Lim. Back to Pumaren. Pumaren goes for the hoop and misses. But there is a slam dunk by Dennis Still. Perfectly timed slam dunk. 79-57. 14 points for Dennis Still. Pouring in the points with magnificent authority.
I looked at Tommy Manoto, Deputy Commissioner, for a moment to say he's sort of reliving the PBA. Still gets foul number 4.
Fourth foul against Dennis Still. He was a little undecided. He did not establish position early enough. 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go. And Dennis Still is on the brink of disqualification, but Ron Jacobs will keep him in there.
22-point lead for the Philippines, 79-57. Do you realize, Dick, that China has scored only 15 points in the second half?
Amazing. The defense of the Philippines has really been outstanding.
Defense is the name of the game. And China, I was concerned that they got 42 points in the first half. I thought we might have given them more than they wanted. They got only 15 points. Now they've got 16. Now they've got 17.
Okay, it's 79-59, and the full court press of China is on. 7 points by Wang Fei, mostly from the foul line. It's Franz Pumaren against Sun Feng-Wu, giving him a display. But we've got a deliberate foul by Sun. It was a tripping foul. Allan Reyes spotted it. It'll be 2 charities for Franz Pumaren, the third foul against Sun.
You know, these Chinese have been the nicest of players in this entire series. Against South Korea, too. A couple of things that the referees didn't like. 79-59. 20-point lead.
4 minutes, 32 to go, and Franz Pumaren, usually very reliable from the line, takes his first charity. He gives the Philippines a 21-point advantage.
4 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the ball game.
Second try on the way, and this one is short. Easy recovery made by Zhang Zhuolei over the Sun. Forward pitch, and a good change of pace by Lu Jingqing for the hit.
Lead back to
61. Sun against Franz Pumaren. Pumaren reverses direction, gives it to Samboy Lim. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Samboy Lim moving in against Wang Fei. He's under the basket. He gives it back to Caidic. Caidic crowded. Jumps the pass to Pumaren. All the way to Moore. Moore with a jumper. Not quite. Rebound goes to Caidic. Out again for the Philippines. They'll be running down the clock. Yes, Jeff Moore has it. Pumaren to Samboy Lim.
Ron Jacobs starting up and giving them the signal. Wind down the clock.
3 minutes and 48 to go. Samboy Lim crowded. Foul number 7. Yes, 7. Wang Fei guilty of body contact.
Samboy Lim will go to 61. Min Lu Lei coming in for China, replacing number 11 Sun Feng-Wu.
And it looks like the fight has gone out of the Chinese quintet. They are just going through the motions now. They realize that they are up against a much superior team, and it's brilliantly coached, very well coached, and with every player living up to the role expected of him. Jeff Moore taps the ball over to Pumaren. Over to Pumaren again as he works the ball in against Min Lu Lei. Moore out to Dennis Still, who is playing the outside now. Allan Caidic moves in, lays it up, loses the ball on the tap. Samboy Lim fires it short. Good boxing out by the Chinese. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. The lead is 19 points. Zhang Zhuilei back to Lu Jingqing. Lu Jingqing scores. The shot is counted, and we've got a foul by Jeff Moore.
I thought he was going to play. Oh, boy, he just rammed into Jeff Moore, but Jeff Moore was given the foul.
Well, Jeff Moore stuck out his left arm, and that came into contact before the body contact.
80-63, 17-point lead for the Philippines, 3-13 to go in the ball game.
3-13 to go. That doesn't seem to be too much time to overhaul a 17-point lead, but the ball is round, as they say, and Ron Jacobs is still very concerned. He wants to win this game convincingly. Allan Ray hands the ball over to Lu Jingqing, who completed that layup. And he sinks it for a 3-point play.
80-16, the Philippines by 16, 3-13 to go. Moore in the backcourt
against Zhang. He moves into the front court now. He has to bring the ball up now against the bigger and heavier Chinese. 3-point try by Allan Caidic, too strong. Samboy Lim turns around, follows up, tanks it, but misses. Loose ball, recovered by nobody. Now the Chinese crowd around it. Wang Fei has it. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. Wang Fei,
you're going to tighten up now. We can't give them the open shot.
Zhang Zhuilei converts.
Lead is down to 14.
Down to 13, 80-67. 13-pointer by the Philippines. We've been scoreless for quite some time now.
May have been a mistake of trying to wind down the clock.
Yeah, we started out a little early, and every time we do that, we lose our touch at the hoop, and that's exactly what has happened. Franz Pumaren now with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. 13-point lead. We need a basket right here.
Team is a little tired.
A 3-point try, rims out, and the Chinese get it again. Forward pitch, it's a fast break by China. Lu Jingqing lays up, rims out, and it's Dennis Still with a big rebound over to Franz Pumaren.
That's because the Chinese went for the hoop with his right leg stuck out.
Franz Pumaren waiting for Dennis Still. 2 minutes to go. Final 2 minutes. We have a 13-point lead. We're winding the clock down. Over to Allan Caidic. Caidic being pressured by Lu Jingqing. Over to Samboy Lim. The crowd thinking it was a traveling violation. Samboy Lim starts to move in. He has the opening. He fires but misses. And the rebound goes to Wang Libin. A minute and 38 seconds left.
They're shooting badly now.
We're not hitting at all. Under the basket. Zhang Zhuilei and the crowd disappointed. Zhang Zhuilei goes to the hoop. Misses it completely. And there's a tap out. It looked like the Chinese tapped it out. Wang Fei. But Caidic was also in there.
1 to go. We haven't hit a basket in the past.
Okay, we've got a jumper and a miss, and it's Jeff Moore pulling it down. It looks like we have enough points to weather this rally of China.
And the Chinese didn't come down in defense that time after they took that desperate shot by Wang Libin.
Pumaren against Min Lu Lei, pressing him against the center line. And the other teammates of France moving out now to give him support. Dennis Still against Wang Libin. It's still crowded by Wang Libin. A quick pass is intercepted, and we've got a Chinese fast break. Only Franz Pumaren is in there. Zhang Zhuilei given the basket by Jeff Moore. 56 seconds to go, and we've got a timeout requested by China. We'll return shortly. There is the slow-mo of the last hit by China. Zhang Zhuilei converting to whittle the lead down to just 11 points from a high of 23. We've been scoreless for about almost 3 minutes now, maybe a little more than 3 minutes.
I think we probably made a mistake, or Coach Jacobs made a mistake by... Ron Jacob, who in a huddle with the players around him. Allan Caidic, 23 points in this ball game. Samboy Lim, 15. 13 for Moore, 12 for Still, 6 for Pumaren, 5 for Elmer Reyes, 2 for Dignadice, and 2 for Calma. Well, what a game these boys have played. And I'm so happy that Allan Caidic, Samboy Lim, Pumaren, Calma are playing so well tonight.
Well, all of them are contributing their share.
This is a real team effort.
It is a team clock. Jeff Moore playing the outside likewise. We'll be taking the shot in the closing 5 seconds of our shot clock. Franz Pumaren as well as Calma are in. He sees the opening, fires, sinks it. Franz Pumaren getting the much-needed basket. 82-69. 23 seconds to go, and the coaching staff are assured of a victory. They congratulate each other. Ron Jacobs went over to the ambassador, Ambassador Cojuangco, to shake his hand. Wang Libin for a 3-point try. Yes, 82-72. Philippines by 10 points. 7. Okay, here's a countdown, like a New Year's Eve. Countdown, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Hector Calma throws the ball up into the air, and they crowd around to give Ron Jacob the victory ride. Ron Jacob hoisted 3 times in a row now. Team manager Henrico Juanco. This team has come home with a bacon, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful climax. A culmination to years of preparation. We'll be back with some post-game interviews right after these reminders.
Ambassador, congratulations. All the years of hard work, your confidence, your dedication, your support have paid off.
Thank you. Thank you.
You must be very happy.
Yes, I am. It's been a long wait. Especially after the incident in Hong Kong. It's really gratifying to win the championship for the Philippines.
Sir, were there any anxious moments as you sat on the bench? You look very, very cool and calm and collected.
Now I was kind of worried the first quarter. I thought we were starting very badly. And it was only during the latter part of the second quarter that the boys started picking up.
But I think you were the key today. I mean, you were an inspiration. You have been an inspiration to this team. This is a great gift for the Filipino people.
No, I think the boys really did their best. They decided on winning tonight. They gave it their all tonight.
And it's a great thing that you were here.
It's nice to see the boys really give it their all tonight.
Yes, and I'm sure the people of our country must be very, very pleased, very happy that you have really been vindicated, Mr. Ambassador. You're a kind of a quiet man. You like to stay in the background and provide the support for youth and sports development. I know the San Miguel Corporation and you in particular have always been behind youth and sports development, and this is the culmination of all your efforts.
Well, God has been nice, kind to us, and I thank him and the President for having given me the privilege to have something to do with a team like this.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much. Congratulations for you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. There you see the Philippine team. Oh, they look good, don't they look good? The Philippine team headed by Hector Calma, the champions of Asia.
I hope you enjoyed watching the game, guys. This was a very memorable experience for me as an athlete because through hard work and sacrifice, nabigyan namin ng karangalan ng ating bansa. So thank you so much sa inyong suporta and watch out for my next video. For sure, magugustuhan nyo rin. And again, please don't forget to like and subscribe.